Hello. Today I would like to be narrating my dreams and other writings documents. Dreams is romantic poetry, most of it being directed to an imaginary partner. Some of it is less of that and more of just kind of emotional things. And then other writings has many genres, from horror to romance to psychological thriller. So I'll begin with dreams. If you'd like to skip to the other sections, you can go to the chapters in the videos. Now time to read. Nothing else. Nightfall, light being absent with the slimmest glare of the water reflecting the moon overhead. Sitting next to the creek with you on the dock. A slight sound of crickets off in the distance. Just sitting here with you, holding your hand, at rest by your side. No words uttered, yet 1,000 thoughts upon my mind. Though simultaneously, none, as I could not think. All that is there is you, and I'm overwhelmed by your presence. Only being it, and no more. It's amazing. I feel useless, like nothing in this vast plane of love with you, and your brilliance takes over my mind entirely. Yet if I choose to let it control me and think about it, I will surely faint. So I'm at an equilibrium, between so much emotion I can't understand and blocking out every thought, this chaotic mess of a feeling where I'm simply stunned by what to do, sitting here with you. On the outside I'm at rest, but inside I'm panicked. Then I say a mere few words to the many I'm thinking. I love you. As you lean over and hug me, then all my thoughts go empty. I'm flushed with both joy and sadness, heart beating at relief more than ever, and to escape this chaos and embrace you, I clear my head. Now there is only one thing in this moment. Not the sound of crickets, nor the water or moon. Just you. To love. To pull you close, close enough to bond atoms, becoming one in flesh and soul. To embrace you, fully enveloping every part of you so that we can be inseparable. To stroke your hair, feeling the smooth and lustrous threads coast across my palm. To caress your arm, gradually descending to the wrists and placing them in my grasp. To clutch your hands, holding them ever softer and staring upon your crystalline eyes. To love you. Laid irises. Around the bend, over the ledge, beyond amend, hard at the edge. Can I long for evermore? I must stay strong, my chest is tall. Can't last a day, nor last a night, I long for you with dreams of light. Time goes on without a word, said from me, hopes being blurred. Another moment passed so swift, yet thoughts of you go adrift. And on the day chances leave, I shall give up, I won't believe. In your arms. This one is a simple description of a hug. My arms around your back, yours over my shoulders next to my neck, pulling, using my arms as much as I can, feeling my heart beat along with yours, eyes closed very tight. A slight sound like a whimper, digging into your shoulder with my chin, trying to be closer, closer than I already am. One tear expelled from my eye. Fantastic fantasies. Dreams, fantasies, imagination, every form of being with you without it really happening. Dreams, fantasies, imagination, every single day, over and over, to get that sacred feeling. Dreams, fantasies, imagination, every hope being cast in my thoughts, never to materialize. Dreams, fantasies, imagination, every time being experiments I wish I could come true. Isolation. Treading the steps, ascending the case, to reach your room, a small quaint place. On your bed is where we lay, and here is where I wish to stay. No one else, just us here. All I lack is any fear. Lost. Here I am, typing without you. Here I go, walking without you. There I was, sleeping without you. Here I am, living without you. Where are you exactly? I've been looking, you're not here. Deserving. And the start of it has a rhyme, but that's unintentional. When you try all the time to help others, when you long all the time for a lover, when you intend all the time for good, when you cry all the time alone, when you lack all the time what you want, when you do all the time what you can, what do you deserve? Wonders. As I look into the clouds far into the blue sky, I don't see much. At night I see stars. It makes me think. A lot, really. Well, perhaps dream. Fantasize, if you will. Of many things. Times with you, and times yet to come. But alas, none. Post-mortem of soul. Shed your tears, shed your coat, leave it all behind. Drop your foes, drop your burdens, leave it all behind. Abandon your fears, abandon your nightmares, leave it all behind. It's no longer with you, say goodbye. Yet as such isn't. If only you knew how much I'd give you, If only you knew how much I'd care. If only you knew how much I'd sacrifice. If only you knew how much I'd bear. If only you knew me, just for a moment. Everything here. Your soul, here for me to appreciate and love beyond anything else. Your face, here for me to admire and enjoy looking into the eyes of. Your body, here for me to hug, kiss, and feel the warmth of. The field, here for us to sit in and run through in spring. The sun, here to lighten every day and make art when setting and rising. The stars, here to fill the night with constellations and markings. The clouds, here to paint a brilliant portrait in the blue sky. The universe, here to contain everything we know and more. All to form the most perfect moment I could imagine. Hypotheticals. Your skin, potentially smooth as a knife. Your hair, possibly silky as royal fabrics. Your eyes, perhaps crystalline as the finest diamond. Your hand, perchance soft as a newborn's flesh. Your love, maybe fierce as 1,000 lions. It's only one way to discover such things. Beyond comprehension. Being with you is less of a moment, more a reminder of just how fascinating you are. Holding you in my hands makes me think more than ever about how much you're like an angel. Gazing into your eyes brings me away from reality, into this void of nothing but us. The limit of words is a long writing on the limit of words and how limited it is to write, so I'll just read the conclusion. It's very long. Now I conclude, or rather summarize, my final thoughts from this. Words have limited meanings and can only convey so much emphasis on love. The only true way to convey love is through demonstration. Then writing, I feel, only mainly acts as a way to find your own thoughts on love, but it also acts as a test of creativity and knowledge in linguistics. Now these next poems and prose are from the Dreams edition stock, so a lot of these are more experimental and less about, romance particularly. Petals. If only you knew... Oh, I already messed up. If only to know... I just have weird grammar sometimes. Sorry. Okay, one more time. If only to know what you think of me. If you love me, or not. 1,000 petals led me astray, and in the end I did not believe them. Was Mother Nature lying? Was the essence of the earth to be right? Wrong. To be wrong. Why does my mind blank out sometimes? Or were the petals right? I could not know. Hyperboles. Lions, suns, galaxies, how much do I love you? Years, decades, eons, how much more so? Let me drink water. I'm apparently struggling, so I need to focus and clear my voice. Alright. Hyperboles. Lions, suns, galaxies, how much do I love you? Years, decades, eons, how long must I wait? Abyss, void, emptiness, how much do you love me? Blood, sweat, tears, what will it take? Limits. One can only love so much, right? Or can they? There has to be a limit. Infinite love is impossible. Or can it? What even is love? It's not quantifiable. True, however, perhaps I could demonstrate. Essence. One's essence. It could be many things. Many, many things. It could be a forge of evil. It could be a core of unseen love. What is it for me? It's who I am. What is it for you? I'm not sure. Could you show me? Eternal. For eternity I shall have love. It may not be used, but it will be there, waiting and waiting. For eternity I shall torment. I may not be freed, but there is hope, waiting and waiting. Some potentials. A lake, hike, beach, or field, maybe your house or mine. The gym, perhaps a cafe. I'd really be fine with anywhere, any place, any time. I don't care how it is. I just want to be with you. Olden words. Huzzah! What a conundrum! To be as such, brilliant that with no maiden, such a gentleman to bow to no one. A waste, truly it is. Bounding thoughts. My mind rips with dreams like a stallion, dashing, pouncing, leaping among the sky of many kinds. The black stallion, deep hues of a withered soul. The white, a blasting shine of hope. Many a stallion, many a leaps, many a sky. But one day, we'll all die. A poem. I should write a poem. For what purpose should I? For those to love. For those to love what I make and what I can do. So many love. When will it be my turn? Cinder. This is about a particular person, and I'll write again in the future. I'll tell you when. Eyes of a puma, large with dark pupils looking deep into my soul. He had peckish lips, flourishing in charm like a young, playful dog. hair streaking the moment with even strands descending from her head. Body of an angel, sleek as a knife and smooth like the butter it cuts, all coming together to light the scene ablaze with their fury. Down they burn, crumbling by her magnificence, and I lay, scorched. Linked. We lay in bed, both hugging, dreaming. We are comfortable, we are warm. Arms wrapped, eyes closed. We hold tight and cry. We lay in our beds, alone. The many things that can represent love. Strumming of strings, writing of words, singing of songs, chirping of birds, dancing with the flow across the earth, leaping through fields for what it's worth. Not much time, we must escape. We must be free, breach the shape. Time gone, only thoughts, empty mind, full of clots. Empty and clear, free, so near. Incineration. This one is about the other person from Cinder. Yes, they're both fire related, that was intentional. Oh, how the ashes fall, and her name was Ash, so, funny. To the ground like petals. The smoke rises like birds. The fire spreads among fields like the pollen of spring. How reminiscent is the blaze of the very inferno to destroy us, to the life that pollutes our world. How close is doom to existence. How similar she is to the devil. Beautiful and brilliant. Kingly reminiscence. This one is just about a dream I had where I hugged someone. I've been trying for a while to understand why I called it kingly reminiscence, like if it's a play on words like royal something, but I don't understand what it means. Dead desires. I have a partner, otherwise I meet them. I have friends and peers. I enjoy every minute with someone laughing and smiling. I have comforted and been comforted. My imagination is a wonderful place. Inspirations. Fresh sights of people passing beyond brings thoughts I seem declined frank on. That was a tongue twister. Fresh sights of people passing beyond brings thoughts I seem to find quite fond. A glance of a girl from a mile away can lead my feelings in mind to sway. I drift from my soul, dreams prancing aloft, yet my body still here, my spirit gone soft. These scenarios fake, fantasies dead, brought back to real life, back from my head. Hypothetical perfection. And this one is just describing, like if I were to be talking to someone I loved. You're simply perfect for me, filling every desire of my life. You're beyond what I'd settle for, more than I'd ever deserve. Every aspect of you is unique and brilliant. I'm ever so thankful for your existence. Though you may already know your attributes, I'd like to know them, simply for the sake of complimenting you and bringing them to light. First, your face, magnificent. Each person has their own preferences, so while it may be subjective, you're exactly what I consider the most beautiful woman by far. Your physique is admirable, fit and lean, a delicate yet autonomous figure. Your intellect is striking, something I deeply love and take joy in. Your presence brings an aura of I have a typo. I'm missing the S on brings. Your presence brings an aura of positivity to every scene you're in. These are just some of the attributes that form you into my ideal partner. So despite the many more I left unsaid, they need not be mentioned. As your perfection is simple, no more could be asked of who you are. For my full mortal life, I shall hope to love you, and if you outlast me, I shall hope my love prolongs. Into heaven we may ascend together, whether in unison or individually. But regardless of how, I will be in heaven on earth as well, when with you. You give me the mortal purpose that I sought. I am complete with you. Brief story. Amidst my alone I dreamt every day. In came a fulfilling of what I imagined. A perfect example of many varied fantasies. She seemed to share in such dreams and also fulfillment. It was clear from a distance we shared this desire. Our objective same, we quickly initiated. Between us the bond grew rapidly. It was evident a future could be made. We strove to make this form, and there were few barriers. Mates of the soul, we were meant to be. That moment one day we knew it was time. Thus began our journey through love, to be everlasting till demise, as my dreams prophesize. I don't really know what that one was about, like a hypothetical or a dream I had. I think it was a dream. Optic desires. I think she have blue eyes, eyes that of a hot spring. I think she have brown eyes, eyes that of rich soil. I think she have hazel eyes, eyes that of elm trees. I think she have green eyes, eyes that of fine shade. I think she has eyes, eyes of one that I can love. Logical emotions. Funny that as I learn, love seems more logical. Hug, contact, see tactile afferents and hair follicles to signal safety. It causes steady pressure which the brain likes. Warmth signals thermal safety. Oxytocin is released to feel good about bonding. Also endorphins and serotonin. I fear this knowledge will make corrupt my emotion, turning me into a computer. I hope I will still have a heart. Pain. I'm aware of something. I feel fine, as is known, though I seek love, as is shown. I have discovered something. Alone at work, my thoughts are lost. Fake love is gone, my heart is crossed. I have realized something. No thoughts to cure, no lies to heal. Reality seeps, it feels too real. I must change something. In calm I thrive, sadness low. With no lies, my feelings show. I can't change something. When they speak, I feel alright, yet when they leave, pain goes alight. I pray to change something. My tactics strong, yet here they fail. I want a friend, don't want to wail. I want to say something. I just want a gosh darn friend. I just want a dag-nabbing hug. The limit of words, prose. I've written before of the limits of words, and I like to revise. I still find it true that English and like other languages fail to convey everything. The best way to convey something is simply to convey it, not describe it. I'm fascinated by the methods, however, in which we try to convey with words. There are many ways. Artistic poetry that strikes the heart with rhythm, uniqueness, and talent. Repetition. Very, 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 very good writings. However, poeticism has its limits and is subjective, and repetition becomes ignored. So I shall convey the extent of my love simply. It can be interpreted subjectively with various degrees of intensity, but regardless, it is true the way I perceive it. I love. Prayer. All these writings describe myself, details of my love and desires, descriptions of my hypothetical actions, suppositions of someone who loves me, and they were derived from my heart being figurative, of course, meaning I match them to the feelings I experience, in hopes the reader may feel as I do. Yet I haven't written much of pain, of hopelessness. I wish not to condescend, but I do believe I may lose control. I might slip from consciousness, overwhelmed by pain that I don't want to feel. Not just because I don't want to feel bad, but because I don't want to be weak. I consider myself resilient, stoic, and I try very hard with many methods to do so. I try to be as perfect as possible, yet this, I fear, greatly. I will pray to the Lord that I hold on, and I do not lose control, because when I have no control of myself, even for a moment, my mind wishes terrible things that I pray are not enacted. I pray I may not harm myself or others. I don't get to the point where I would do so. I pray my feeble mind doesn't act ignorantly. I pray I keep my logic to this. I pray I stay stable for the sake of everyone. I pray I live, and I pray for love. Why? Sometimes I wonder why I should write. For the joy of others? Is that it? If I don't write elegantly, then I get no training, so why not just blatantly say I feel terrible? I think there are maybe a couple reasons. Maybe I don't want to feel selfish or complaining when others have it worse than me. But some people aren't seeking to heal the world. They just encounter people on the lowest stage of life and do what they do. And by the way, the lowest stage of life, this is a reference to one of my other writings, but I believe there's a higher stage, which is the knowledge of all the world that's easily to access, and the lowest stage, which is like your personal life. So they meet people on the lowest stage and do what they do. And I don't want obligatory artificial sympathy. But what else? Why should someone care? What good would it do for anyone to know of my pain? What can they do about it? People who know their suffering far greater than mine. And I don't care if everyone knows all of my pain. What good does it do? Matthew 6:16-18, after all. But I don't understand what to do. And by the way, that verse is basically saying, don't make all your mourning visible to other people. Hide your face. Only God needs to know that you're mourning. Don't seek pity. But I don't understand what to do. Is this God's message for me to pray, to bring me closer to Him? My pain is currently incurable and I have no control. There's no one I can go to. But I again question why I should write about this. Why would someone on Discord care? Sure, in the lowest stage, you can care for people. But why? Vindication so they can know my pain? Matthew 6:16-18. I suppose that's why I've done it. I have great passion for justice, fairness, and understanding, so not telling them feels like I'm bearing pain for no reason. And they treat me normally. And anytime I underperform, they may think I'm just worse. Is that why? Is my great passion to be understood doing this? Oh wait, biology. Social creatures express pain for help. It's my instinctual desire to get help from everyone. But my logical mind must understand these people are online. They can hardly help. They're an illusion of friends who care. Simulations. They may truly care, but they can't solve my problems. So again, this is my stupid amygdala acting up. I will no longer be fooled by the illusion of care. No artificial sympathy. No illusions of friends. I will grasp reality and let my crushing grip handle it at my will. Milling thoughts. Hope is fascinating, unique. Hope gives insight with special experiences. Hope is exceptional. Hope is something of my dreams. Hope seems impossible. Hope exists. I need hope. How can it be? The constructs of love being fantastical are embedded in me. Constant reinforcement that any and all things like hope aren't real. Things like hope have only existed in my mind, total fabrications. Thus, when hope is real, my brain does not understand. Fiction turned fact, fantasy turned reality. How can it be? And it isn't mere simple hope. No, not just desperate reaches of my desires. This hope surpasses even what I thought to be possible. I had imaginations of absurd scenarios in my head, ones not suitable for a film. Imaginations so unheard of that believers of the Loch Ness Monster would deny. But this hope is more than these. The simplicity of her arrival, yet the complexity of her being. How can it be? However, still it remains hope. No matter the greatness of it, hope it remains. I may be gambling my soul, mind, and desires on this hope. And I pray to the glorious Lord of God this hope fades not. I pray deeply this hope is the only hope I'll ever need again. This gamble feels like a deal with the devil. Dire consequences, glorious potential. And it seems I've shaken hands. How can it be? That was the dreams document. I will now read the other writings document in just a moment. Let me cut real quick. Alright, so all of these writings are stylized with fonts, but I'll be reading them in voices to match the fonts. Alright, Coming of Rock. Come evening, the sky begins to fall ablaze. But not yet, before such can occur, the world shall know rock. Those outside hear it first, doubt the solar system electric guitar echoes. And yes, I know the scientific inaccuracy of the fact that sound cannot travel through space, but I don't care, shut up, it sounds cool. Welcome to the jungle, directing the symphony of destruction, soon to rise from the very ground in which they plant their feet in civilization. All they know will perish to the conduction of the vibrations ringing out from the metal cords which line the neck of the one guitar held bring hell to earth. The clouds turn to a fiery orange, sky breaking into a hellish red while panic ensues upon every mammoth life. The corrupted claws of demons breach the soil that was once fertile, turning it into ash for the lifeless forms to emerge from. The intro ends, and as the music flows like a river rapid, many a person have already deceased to the wounds and mutilation inflicted by the hellspawn that now cover the land. Paradise Dark. Paradise Dark, a place where none is seen and none is felt. The eyes cannot perceive this world, which is why it is paradise. One more sense to purge from this eternal cesspool. There are five things to purge to reach true peace. The first, sight. In Paradise Dark, you cannot see. The second, touch. In Paradise Dark, you cannot feel. The third, smell. In Paradise Dark, there is nothing to smell. The fourth, sound. In Paradise Dark, you can only hear your thoughts. The last, taste. There is nothing to taste in Paradise Dark. In Paradise Dark, there is nothing. This is paradise. And some people have considered this to be death, but no, because, you can hear your thoughts. So it's basically just a bottomless pit sort of thing. So it's not really a thing. It doesn't exist. You can't describe it. It's not of this world. It's most like, I suppose, being in a coma. Because you can't really experience anything. You're just thinking. Nature. Nature contains many things that are. It holds galaxies, stars, and universes afar. From seas to trees and soil to breeze. Nature survives, but soon to be char. Many describe the vast night sky, the flowing of wind and the grass where they lie. Many words to describe the beauty of earth. A new life to witness it with every birth. But it won't last forever, with time it will fall. Burnt ashes and blaze, humans and all. Sulphur and blue, the color of hell. Peace will be lost, none will be well. This is a parody on all the typical writings I see by people about, roses and the sun and shut up. It's boring. Foxen. This is one of two poems, Foxen and Shadows, about a person on Discord named Shadow Fox. And the rhyming structure was a little weird, but, bear with me. The fox leaps a bound and pounces a prey. Fiery colors ablaze the coat, in winter turning white. To be its prey would bring dismay, no use to make a fight. They streak the woods with flames, burning all that's in their path. But come time when snow falls, the fern turns pure, no more wrath. When frost coats every tree, every field, and every lake, they hide amidst the snow. When fully covered, they will shake. A mere animal it is, a fox, not much more. But how much lies beneath the coat will amaze you, I'm sure. Ignition. This one's kind of just about the admiration of fire. Ignition, announced before a flame erupts, signal the beginning of a spark. The spark lights a fire. Fire is fascinating. It spreads fast, uncontrollably. If you stare at an inferno, it will amaze you. A rapidly moving, large, hollow structure, emitting light and heat, yet destroying all inside. Fire, its glow can mesmerize, swooping around, wisping, expanding, crackling, a graceful performance of beauty. Fast, smooth, shocking, enough to hypnotize a person, and enough to ravage a forest. Ignition. The drive home. This one is based on entirely real events. As we walk out of the restaurant, it's night. I arrive at the Forerunner a few moments before my parents, so I turn around and gaze at the moon. It's a waxing gibbous, slightly yellow the past few nights. Once again, more swift than my parents, I hop in the back left side and buckle up. Looking out at the window as they manage their way in, I see the moon once again, dimmer through the window, yet still with a glow. On the drive out, I ponder things, every street light bringing my attention to it for a second, as the otherwise dark, blurry view is illuminated. Everything in that small radius is so detailed in comparison. Even if it's just grass, every blade seems to stand out. Then we stop, a red light, on the left side of a bridge over the interstate. I look out to see the vehicles. Those leaving rush past, and those coming do as well, both yellow rather than red. A display of moving colors. Then I look down, and a vehicle designed to go fast down vast roads at a standstill. On a bridge designed to carry tens of thousands of cars and trucks across non-stop, at a standstill. I could see every crack and ridge in the road, which typically appears as just black with lines, is now a portrait of weathering and wear. Then we resume onward. Each light allows me to see something in the dark. The shattered roads, brownish grass, signs, and much more. The muttering of my mother in the front passenger seat is just sound to me. All I can see is the world, and all I hear are my thoughts. You may envision this from the perspective from me or beside me, but it is truly impossible to describe with vivid words how clear each lit area looks. The imagination is unable to create images clear enough. I imagine what words I will use and how I will write this as well. These words are being created as I'm describing the scene in which they inspired. A fascinating thing it is, the drive home. Submerged. This is kind of going to be a metaphor for life somehow, but it didn't go there, so it's kind of just a description of the ocean. It's really weird. The ocean. What kind of accent should I do? I'll do a fun one. The ocean. Deep gashes in the massive sphere we name Earth, filled with water. Water, a silky liquid, flowing swiftly wherever it can. There are many things in the ocean, almost all of which are not found on land. We are accustomed to the land. Almost everything we do is there, so the ocean is a separate frontier. It's also hostile to us. There isn't a breathable oxygen under the water, so humans can't last long under it without special gear. And most of the ocean is unexplored. Its vastness and deepness make traversing every part of it difficult. Not to mention, to get far out where land can't be seen for hundreds of miles, we must traverse waves that can tower the height of a house, making getting across it that much more difficult. Going deep down increases pressure, enough to even crush a human. So we need special devices and vehicles to go that down. There is also lack of light, so we need to make our own. Thus far, we haven't even mentioned creatures. Sharks, giant squids, and many abnormal creatures live down in the deepest regions of the ocean, some of which may never be discovered. These are just some of the dangers and mysteries of the ocean, above and below it. Sunlight of Saturday. On the break of the 8th hour of Saturday, 2018, the eyelids of my youth body slowly come to detach. As all I see is a blur, I can think for a moment. It's Saturday. I'm aware of what's to come for this day. Then I'm able to see the light coming from the cracks of my window blinds. The warmth of the spring sun infiltrates my room as I lay, still. Joy, for soon this day will be filled with laughter and excitement. The white aura coming from my window signals this. It's not like sunlight from any other day. It's the sunlight of Saturday. I long for these days of no responsibility, days of joy, friendship, fun, excitement. The most thrilling thing could be getting on the trampoline with your friends. Going outside those days after breakfast or ringing your friend's doorbell. The sun hasn't quite risen above yet. It just fills the rifts of tree branches, casting a brilliant shadow upon us. What lovely days these were. Italy. If you want some increased ambiance, play Dancing Queen by ABBA quietly while reading this. You can pause to start playing if you'd like. I gaze over the handrail of the condo, looking down. Oh, I messed up. I gaze over the handrail of the condo, looking upon the vast hills in the city of Genoa. My partner in crime inside, just filling a shower. Dancing Queen plays in the background. It's faint and blurry, yet so sharp. The moonlight casts a dim haze on the water, making it appear to glow. I would expect such, as these lands are magical. The past day had been spent with my associate, Julia, perusing the streets and dining like royalty. Though my tendencies of not eating much never faded, I took a liking to Italian cuisine. The day was thrilling at every moment, especially with Julia there. But now all has settled. It was peaceful on the back patio. Not another person for a mile, just me and her. I start to break down. The overwhelming joy and calmness get to me. The music and scene makes me feel as if this is the end, a resolution to a story, which brings an almost unsettling feeling of relief. Like it all is done, no more struggles or pain. Stranded alone, looking over a society with brilliant culture and landscapes, but the finest Van Gogh art piece. Every aspect of this moment brings me to my knees. I cry tears, meaning I'm unsure of, whether be they joy, relief, or sadness, I don't know. All I know is I wept. Julia came up from behind me, her steps near silent. She softly held my fist, a stark contrast to my intensely clutched hand. Though her warm palm swiftly calmed me down, shifting my breathing to a deep and slow cycle. Her left hand reached around my back, pulling me into her chest, with my chin on her shoulder. My eyes were clamped shut to hold back my tears, my arms shaking from holding her so hard. After a few seconds I gave out. My arms weakened and her eyelids suddenly opened. I moved back my head to see her face, and in that moment, I felt like that was all I could see. You may now stop Dancing Queen by ABBA if you chose to play it. Vision. Rivers of blood on every surface, leading to the pits of despair. These pits expand and contract, an almost biological terrain feature. Constant floods watching the foggy atmosphere clean. Beneath, a shade, dark and swooping like a puma. And the sky hangs low, frequently closing off to prevent the incineration of this land. A rumble from the ground caused by the tension of the region. This place resembles an alien planet, but it is only my eyes, as they weep and tire. Valentines. Icons of the holiday. Perishable pretty plants. Somewhat sweet snacks. As a demonstration of love. Ironic, given how such lack some material possessions. And if the matter were of the thought, then why did you not think it before? Why must you have a day designated to think that thought? My, quite foolish. Alright, time to do my deep voice and try not to cough. Many things are considered to be terrifying. They inspire names of a broad range of fields, from creations in a video game to an astronomical explorer. And these mighty things can range across many fields as well, from the large and haunting giant squid of the depths to the unknown horrors of the universe. And the latter is what seems to scare the most. Black holes, pulsars, supernovas. These things mark the place in our known universe as powerful, the largest and most reality-warping objects imaginable. However, as perception is reality, I believe there is one more so. You see, while a gravity may be terrifying, confusing, and brilliant, it does not affect us. Our planet, sun, and moon are really the only things that influence us physically. Beyond that, we can observe, but nothing else. Thus, I propose a horror that is throughout all of Earth, every human, affecting everyone, in everyone, destroying peace and perhaps all the globe. This plague, which may seem minuscule in comparison to galactic giants, is a substantial factor of destruction. Any being of any scale can succumb to it. Greed. Silence. The sound of my keyboard disturbs it. Perfect silence is impossible. My ears make noise on their own. It's subtle, but noticeable. I enjoy the silence, almost surreal. It inspired this writing, that is silent. Each line I pause to allow myself to experience it again. Oh, a car drove by in the distance. And now a car door shut, an engine. So much to disturb the silence everywhere. It's like, and synonymous with, peace. The world can have peace if everything is still. Yet the amount of disturbances is beyond count. Everywhere, all the time, throughout the universe. No vibrations, no chaos. Silence is peace. Shadows. And this is about that previous person. And it's a metaphor for how evil people copy people who influence them. Shadows are dark, the result of light being blocked. Shadows mimic whatever blocks the light. They are merely a projection of everything that blocks light. A shadow can be bright. If it were to be lit, it would no longer be a shadow. Shadows can only exist when light is blocked, and glow away when illuminated. And it's sort of metaphorical because when I tried to help her, she disappeared. Seasons. Come death with time, come all with time. Time brings all and determines all. Time tells, it runs, and it can be wasted. Oh, time, what a wonderful thing. Sophia. Encompassing encapsulation. Of all the things I've written about, the many, many things, of the trees, of the love, of the senses, of the death of earth, of friends and enemies, there are still things I've yet to talk about. My documents go over much, and my stories do it poetically. Most love them, as do I. Isn't it beautiful? I can convey how I feel to others. What a brilliant ability, which I am so thankful for. Bombs. My mind hazy and gloomy, a fog above my thoughts. Deep and dark a warden's mark, my parents never knew me. Spiraled down like bombs falling down upon their strike. The target soon to disappear, then death can't see a spike. Diving deep, a delve of pain never before seen. These noxious, deadly gases, wiping hellish, doomed words clean. Brief reflection. I've talked about the moon, the sun, stars, and sky. You and me, and Earth. I've talked about everything. Everything with beauty. Everything that fascinates me. The world. The world is all. Every man, soul, and thing. The world is none, a speck of the universe. I am all, the only thing my soul controls. I am none, one of 8 billion. Of all, where does none belong? Art. Dear God, it is beautiful. The words I choose, the font you read, style, magic, music, her face. It's all amazing. Deep voice again. Violence. The core ender. Cyber warfare knows no death. Defamation does nothing. Siege is useless. Legal battles mean nil. Mental control is a game. A strike to the skull to terminate a soul is the glorious finale to a life. Physical combat is the root, yet we abuse our great minds. We can destroy Earth with these. All it takes is a choice. And life, as we know it, cannot fight back. Pure, permanent termination. That is what violence is. This is why conquest is dominant. Threaten the bottom line, and all that is above it changes. Combat, my love. A fascinating concept. Not quantum physics, not central processing units, not nuclear fusion. Just violence. A game of souls. All that truly has value are souls, which can be taken away with death. One soul can willingly remove another. So many tools to do this. M61A1 Vulcan, AGM-64 Hornet, RS-28 Star Mat, Tsar Bomba. The list goes on. On our little game of Earth, some people have more control, yet regardless of who they are. As an atheist, souls are non-existent. Death is meaningless. Atheists can choose to be ruthless warlords. Villains can be ruthless warlords. If they decide they want the souls gone, what is death to an atheist? Nothing. What is death to a villain? Success. The sky. The sky is fascinating. In places of horror, the sky can be seen. Whether it be at oppressed Afghanistan, simple fields in Utah, or the barren wastelands of Arizona. No matter the setting, the sky has its place. The sky is beautiful. Clouds streaking its canvas in many patterns, the sun illuminating it with vibrant colors. The sky is important. It holds all the necessities for weather, and the very oxygen that we breathe. The sky is vast. Anyone on Earth can be seen, from the furthest ends of every horizon. When the sky is draped, it is seen as gloom. When open, it's seen as hopeful. The sky influences weather, thought, life, and everything. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what is happening, no matter how dreary you may feel. Look up. And that was about 50 pages in Google Docs of my writings. Yeah, so that's other writings. Oh, that's an Easter egg. I won't show you that one. If you want to see the Easter egg, then go ahead and go to the doc, which I linked in my bio. So, hope you enjoyed. God bless you. I want to make this video 40 minutes, so it's nice and perfectly even. So I'm going to wait, and while I do that, you can see the Dreams doc. Yeah, going to be linking this video to the intro of both of these now, obviously, because, you know, some people don't want to read it all. Here are the reviews of the Dreams, if I can get to there in seconds. great reviews. All right, bye.